In the mountain forests of West Java lives a tiny creature with a remarkable story. They call it the bleeding toad. Its scientific name, cruentata, comes from Latin, meaning bleeding. The name refers to the vivid red patches scattered across its black skin, spots that resemble wounds. From this striking appearance, it earned its dramatic nickname, the bleeding toad. This little amphibian is more than just another animal. In 2011, the bleeding toad was featured on a National Flora and Fauna Day postage stamp, a recognition that this small being is one of Indonesia's symbols of conservation. Interestingly, the bleeding toad was once classified in the same genus as the Javan toad, but in 2018 they were separated taxonomically due to differences in morphology and distribution. The bleeding toad is found only in Mount Gede Pangrango and Mount Halimun Salak national parks, while the Javan toad ranges more widely across Java's mountains. The habitat of the bleeding toad is specific, fragile, and rare. It lives only in pristine mountain streams with gentle currents near waterfalls at cool temperatures between 15 and 20 degrees Celsius and humidity as high as 70 to 99%. Above, dense forest canopies block up to 90% of sunlight. They are usually found at elevations between 1,400 and 1,700 meters above sea level. The bleeding toad has a small, slender body. Males measure only 2 to 3 centimeters, while females grow slightly larger, up to 4.6 centimeters. Its bumpy skin is black, marked with glowing red patches. In some individuals, these markings blend with orange or yellow hues. No two patterns are alike. Each bleeding toad carries its own unique painting. The base of its thighs is red, its tympanum or eardrum is faint, and its underside may appear yellowish, reddish, or even transparent. In females, this transparency reveals the eggs waiting to be laid. Beyond its appearance, the bleeding toad also has parotoid glands, the toxin glands typical of the Bufonidae family. But in this species, they are small and often barely visible. Their function is not only defense, but also antibacterial and antifungal protection. Its behavior is just as fascinating. The bleeding toad is agile, with long leaps. It is mostly nocturnal, but can also be found during the day. It feeds on tiny insects vital to the ecosystem: ants, mosquitoes, mites, fruit flies, springtails, and even isopods. Its life cycle begins with eggs, laid on rocks or plant roots in streams, linked together in chains that cling tightly. From them hatch dark black tadpoles, covered with a transparent layer. Their metamorphosis takes about 100 days. But life is far from easy. The bleeding toad is extremely sensitive to environmental change. It is a bioindicator, a living sign of whether forests and rivers remain healthy or have begun to deteriorate. If they disappear, it is a warning signal. Their numbers were once abundant, recorded in 1976. But since 1987, populations have plummeted. One major cause was the eruption of Mount Galunggung. Other threats include water pollution, deforestation, climate change, and the waste left behind by tourism around waterfalls. Even the deadly chytrid fungus Batrachochitrium dendrobatidis poses a danger. Yet, when Mount Halimun Salak National Park was closed to visitors during the pandemic, the bleeding toad reappeared, a powerful reminder of how deeply human activity affects their survival. Recognizing their critical status, in 2018, the Indonesian government declared the bleeding toad the only amphibian formally protected under Environment and Forestry Regulation number, page 106. Globally, its conservation status critically endangered. At Taman Safari Indonesia, conservation efforts began in 2022. In collaboration with Mount Halimun Salak National Park and Bogor Agricultural University, a biodiversity survey was conducted. It recorded 81 animal species, including 13 amphibians and 183 herpetofauna individuals. Among them, the bleeding toad appeared in surprising numbers. This discovery opened the way forward. The West Java Natural Resources Conservation Agency gave Taman Safari Indonesia an official mandate to lead bleeding toad conservation. From here, strategies were developed: ex situ breeding, specialized care facilities, ecological studies, and controlled reproduction programs, all to give new hope for this fragile species on the brink of extinction. But safeguarding the bleeding toad is not only the task of researchers or government. We all have a role. By keeping rivers and waterfalls clean, by respecting their habitat, never touching or using flash when spotting wildlife, by supporting conservation programs and sharing knowledge with others. Small, fragile, yet full of meaning. The bleeding toad is a symbol of balance in nature, a reminder of how precious our forests truly are. Let us work together to ensure that future generations do not only hear stories about it, but can witness firsthand the beauty of the bleeding toad in the mountain forests of West Java.